Introduction: The Power of Thinking in English. Imagine standing in front of someone who speaks perfect English. Your heart beats faster. Your mouth wants to form words, but your brain freezes. You know the grammar, you know the vocabulary, yet your thoughts appear in your native language first. Then you try to translate, and by the time the sentence is ready, the moment has already passed. Frustrating, right? Now imagine this. What if your brain skipped the translation step? What if, instead of thinking in your first language, you could think directly in English? Speaking would become natural, smooth, and confident. That is exactly what this audiobook will help you achieve. English is not just a language, it's a tool of connection, opportunity, and expression. But too often, learners focus only on grammar books, long vocabulary lists, and endless exercises. These things are helpful, yes, but they don't give you confidence. Confidence is built when you can think clearly, express yourself without hesitation, and feel free in English conversations. This audiobook is not about perfect grammar or memorizing every single word. It's about transforming the way you think, because when your mind learns to think in English, speaking becomes automatic. You stop translating. You stop second-guessing yourself. You start communicating. Think about it. When you were a child, how did you learn your first language? You didn't study textbooks. You didn't memorize long rules. You listened, repeated, practiced, and slowly, your brain started to think in that language naturally. The same process can happen with English, no matter your age, no matter your level. Here's what you'll discover in this audiobook. How to break mental barriers that stop you from speaking confidently. Simple daily practices to train your brain to think in English. How to build confidence step by step, even if you're shy or afraid of mistakes. Why mistakes are not failures but the fastest way to grow. The power of daily affirmations that reprogram your mind for fluency. Each chapter is designed like a motivational session. You'll not only learn techniques, you'll feel inspired, encouraged, and ready to take action every single day. Let's be clear, fluency does not mean perfection. Even native speakers make mistakes. What fluency really means is confidence, the ability to speak your thoughts without fear, hesitation, or self-doubt. And that confidence comes from training your mind. Think of your brain like a muscle. The more you practice thinking in English, the stronger that muscle becomes. At first, it feels heavy. Words don't come easily. But with practice, the process becomes smoother, lighter, and automatic. Soon, you'll catch yourself dreaming in English, writing thoughts in English, even talking to yourself in English. That's when you know transformation has begun. This audiobook is not just information, it's motivation. I want you to feel excited every time you press play. I want you to believe that yes, you can become confident in English. Because you can. So, are you ready to begin this journey? Are you ready to stop translating and start thinking directly in English? Are you ready to build unstoppable confidence? If your answer is yes, then let's take the first step together. Chapter 1: Breaking the Mental Barriers. Picture this, you're in a coffee shop and suddenly, the person next to you asks, "Excuse me, do you know the time?" You know exactly how to answer, but your brain goes blank. You panic, your palms sweat, and instead of replying confidently, you mumble something or avoid eye contact. Sound familiar? This moment is not about grammar or vocabulary, it's about the invisible walls inside your mind. These walls are mental barriers, and they are the number one reason people struggle to speak English with confidence. The truth is, your English knowledge is often much better than you think. You already know words, phrases, and rules. The problem is not ability, it's fear. Fear of making mistakes. Fear of being judged. Fear of not sounding perfect. These fears build barriers in your mind, blocking your natural flow. But here's the secret: barriers are not permanent. They are built by your thoughts, and they can be destroyed by new thoughts. The journey to speaking confidently begins not with your mouth, but with your mindset. Barrier 1: Fear of mistakes. This is the most common. Many learners believe that making mistakes means failure. But think about children learning to walk. Do they fall? Yes. Do they stop trying because of it? No. Each fall is a step closer to success. Mistakes in English are exactly the same. They are proof that you are learning, not failing. Barrier 2: Fear of judgment. We imagine that everyone is watching us, ready to laugh at our broken English. But reality is different. Most people admire your courage for speaking another language. Native speakers know how difficult it is to learn a new language, and they respect your effort. Judgment is often just an illusion your mind creates. Barrier 3: Lack of confidence. Confidence doesn't come from being perfect. It comes from practice and experience. Every time you speak, even if imperfectly, you are training your brain and building confidence. Confidence is not given, it is earned through action. So, how do we break these barriers? Let's look at 3 powerful steps. Change your inner voice. The way you talk to yourself matters. If your inner voice says, "I'm not good enough, my English is bad," then your confidence will shrink. Replace it with empowering thoughts like, "Every word I say in English makes me stronger," or "Mistakes are my teachers." Focus on communication, not perfection. Your goal is to be understood, not to sound like a grammar robot. Imagine trying to share a story with a friend. What matters most? Connection. The person doesn't care if you used the past perfect or simple past, they care about your message. Small wins, big confidence. Don't wait for the perfect moment to speak. Celebrate small victories, saying thank you to a cashier, asking a stranger for directions, or ordering coffee in English. Each small success destroys a piece of the barrier. Here's a powerful exercise. Every morning, stand in front of a mirror and say one simple sentence in English. For example, "Today is a good day." Or, "I will speak English with confidence." Do this daily. At first, it feels silly. But over time, you'll notice your brain shifting. Your inner voice begins to trust your ability. Another exercise: record yourself speaking for 1 minute a day. Don't aim for perfection, just speak. Later, listen and notice your progress. Over weeks, you'll hear your fluency grow. Remember, barriers exist only in your mind. And because they are in your mind, you have the power to remove them. With every step you take, every sentence you speak, you weaken the wall of fear and build a bridge to confidence. So the next time you're in that coffee shop and someone asks you the time, you won't freeze. You'll smile, answer naturally, and maybe even start a conversation. That is the power of breaking mental barriers. Chapter 2: Daily Practices to Think in English. Have you ever noticed how much time you spend talking to yourself? You plan your day, think about what to eat, replay past conversations, or even imagine future ones. Now, imagine if all those thoughts were in English. You wouldn't just study English, you would live it. Thinking in English is the fastest way to become fluent, and it starts with simple daily practices. When we think in our native language and then translate into English, we slow ourselves down. Translation is like carrying heavy luggage everywhere you go. It takes time, it's uncomfortable, and it drains your confidence. But when you train your brain to think directly in English, you travel light. Sentences come naturally, your speech flows, and your confidence grows. The good news? You don't need hours of study to make this change. You just need consistent daily practices that turn English into a habit. Let's explore 5 powerful techniques you can start using today. Practice 1. Narrate your day. As you go about your routine, describe what you're doing in English, silently in your head, or out loud if possible. For example, I am brushing my teeth. I'm cooking pasta for lunch. I'm walking to the bus stop. This might sound simple, but it rewires your brain to connect actions with English words instantly. Over time, your thoughts will naturally switch to English without effort. Practice 2. Ask and answer simple questions. Throughout the day, ask yourself questions in English, then answer them. For example, what am I doing right now? I'm drinking water. What will I do after this? I will call my friend. How do I feel today? I feel excited. This trains your brain to think in conversation mode, so when someone asks you something in real life, you'll already be prepared. Practice 3. Label your world. Pick common objects around you, your phone, table, shoes, window, and say their names in English. Go a step further, describe them. Instead of just chair, say, this is a wooden chair. It's comfortable. I use it to read. The more detail you add, the more vocabulary becomes part of your thinking process. Practice 4. Create mini-stories. Your brain loves stories. Even short ones help. If you see a man walking his dog, imagine a story in English. The man is walking his dog. The dog looks happy. Maybe they go to the park every morning. This practice makes English fun and creative, and it builds fluency because you're not just learning words, you're connecting them into meaning. Practice 5. Set English triggers. Choose specific moments in your day when you'll only use English in your mind. For example, when you brush your teeth, when you check the time, or when you open your phone. These triggers remind your brain to switch to English automatically, turning it into a habit. Now, you might be thinking, but what if I don't know the right word? Here's the secret: don't stop. If you forget a word, describe it. For example, if you don't remember umbrella, say, the thing I use when it rains. This keeps your thoughts in English and pushes your creativity. Later, you can look up the missing word. Another powerful method is keeping an English journal. Every night, write just 3 sentences about your day in English. It doesn't have to be perfect. Over time, you'll notice your sentences growing longer, your grammar improving, and your ideas flowing more freely. And here's the key: don't wait for big results. Celebrate small progress. The first day, maybe you only think in English for 1 minute. That's fine. The second day, maybe 3 minutes. Soon, it becomes 10, then 30, then an hour. Step by step, English becomes part of your mind. Remember, thinking in English is not about adding more study time, it's about changing the language of your thoughts. And once your mind adapts, your confidence will skyrocket. You won't need to prepare before conversations. You'll already be living in English. So tomorrow morning, when you wake up, don't just think, I need coffee. Instead, think, I need coffee, in English. That small shift could be the beginning of a new fluent, confident version of you. Chapter 3: Building Speaking Confidence Step by Step. Imagine this: you're in a group of English speakers. The conversation is lively. You understand what they're saying, you have something to add, but your confidence whispers, don't speak, you'll sound silly. So, you stay quiet. Minutes later, you feel regret, you had the words, but not the courage. Now, imagine a different scene. Same situation, but this time, you take a deep breath, share your thought in English, and people nod, smile, and respond. That's confidence in action, and it's something you can build step by step. Confidence in English is not about being fearless. It's about taking action despite the fear. Just like learning to ride a bike, you don't wake up confident one day, you build it slowly, with small victories that prove to your brain, yes, I can do this. Let's break down the path to confidence into simple steps that anyone can follow. Step 1. Start small, speak small. Don't pressure yourself to give long speeches. Begin with short sentences in real life. Yes, please. No, thank you. I like this. These short answers are seeds of confidence. Each time you succeed, the seed grows. Over time, short answers turn into longer ones naturally. Step 2. Practice in safe spaces. Confidence grows faster when you remove fear of judgment. Start speaking in environments where you feel safe. Talk to yourself in the mirror. Record your voice on your phone. Read books aloud. Practice with a supportive friend or language partner. These private victories will prepare you for public ones. Step 3. Use the power of repetition. Repetition builds automaticity. Pick one simple phrase like, "How are you doing today?" and repeat it out loud 10 times. The next day, repeat another phrase. The more you repeat, the more your brain accepts English as natural. And when the real situation comes, the phrase will flow without hesitation. Step 4. Celebrate every attempt. Here's the truth: confidence doesn't grow from speaking perfectly. It grows from speaking at all. Each attempt is progress. Even if your sentence is broken, even if you make mistakes, you should celebrate, I spoke. I tried. I won. This mindset is the fuel of confidence. Step 5. Embrace mistakes as proof of growth. Think of every mistake as a workout for your confidence muscle. Without mistakes, there is no growth. Each time you speak and make an error, you're teaching your brain that it's safe to try again. Slowly, fear disappears, replaced by resilience. Step 6. Expand step by step. Once you're comfortable with short answers, move to full sentences. When that feels natural, try small conversations. Later, challenge yourself with storytelling or sharing your opinion. Like climbing stairs, each level prepares you for the next. Step 7. Anchor confidence with body language. Confidence is not just in your words, it's in your posture, tone, and eye contact. Stand tall, breathe deeply, smile when you speak. Even if you feel nervous inside, your body signals confidence to others, and eventually, to your own mind. Here's a simple exercise. Every day, speak one new sentence aloud in English. It can be about anything, your day, your plans, your feelings. Say it with clear voice, standing tall. At first, you might feel strange. But each day, the sentence becomes easier. After a month, that's 30 confident moments. After a year, that's 365 steps of growth. Remember this, confidence is not built in silence. It's built in action. The more you speak, the stronger your belief in yourself becomes. And one day, without even realizing it, you'll answer that group conversation not with fear, but with excitement. So, take your next step today. Don't wait for perfect English. Speak with the English you have, right now. Because confidence doesn't come after fluency, confidence is what creates fluency. Chapter 4. Turning mistakes into motivation. Think about the last time you made a mistake in English. Maybe you used the wrong word. Maybe you mixed up past and present. Maybe someone didn't understand you, and you felt embarrassed. What did you do next? Did you stop speaking? Did you promise yourself to be quiet next time to avoid shame? If so, you're not alone. But here's the truth, mistakes are not signs of failure, they are signs of progress. Without mistakes, there is no growth. The secret is not to avoid mistakes but to transform them into fuel for motivation. We live in a world that often celebrates perfection. But language learning is not about perfection, it's about communication. And communication is messy, full of errors, corrections, and experiments. Every fluent speaker you admire today went through years of mistakes before reaching confidence. The difference is simple, they didn't stop. They turned each mistake into motivation. Why mistakes matter? Mistakes reveal gaps in knowledge. If you say, "He go to school yesterday," and someone corrects you, now you know the correct form is, "He went to school yesterday." That mistake gave you clarity. Without it, you might never notice the gap. Mistakes make you remember better. Psychologists call it the testing effect. When you try, fail, and then correct yourself, your brain remembers the correction more strongly. That one mistake might teach you more than 10 pages of reading. Mistakes build emotional strength. Each time you survive a mistake and keep going, you build resilience. You teach yourself that errors are not deadly, they're just part of the journey. Reframing mistakes. Instead of thinking, I made a mistake, I'm terrible at English, start thinking, I made a mistake, which means I'm learning. The difference is powerful. One thought destroys motivation, the other creates it. Try this mantra. Mistakes are my teachers. Every mistake brings me closer to fluency. If I never make mistakes, it means I'm not practicing enough. How to turn mistakes into motivation. Write them down. Keep a mistake journal. Each time you notice an error, write it down with the correction. Review it weekly. Soon, you'll see your progress in black and white. Laugh at them. Humor destroys fear. If you say something funny by mistake, don't panic, laugh. People will laugh with you, not at you. And the memory will stick. Practice the correction immediately. If you discover a mistake, repeat the correct version 3 times out loud. This rewires your brain to remember the right form. Track progress, not perfection. Instead of counting how many mistakes you make, count how many fewer mistakes you make compared to last month. That's real progress. Real-life perspective. Think about native speakers. Do they speak perfectly? Of course not. They mispronounce words, forget grammar, and use and all the time. Yet, they never stop speaking. Why should you? Your mistakes don't make you less, they make you human. Here's a simple exercise. At the end of each day, write 1 sentence in English about a mistake you made, then rewrite it correctly. Example. Mistake, I goed to the park. Correction, I went to the park. Next time you face that verb, your brain will recall the correction, not the error. Remember, fluency is not a straight road. It's full of bumps, wrong turns, and detours. But each mistake is a sign you're on the road, moving forward. The only real mistake is silence. So, the next time you stumble, don't feel ashamed. Smile. Tell yourself, this mistake is proof I'm learning. Because every error you make today is shaping the confident English speaker you'll become tomorrow. Chapter 5: A Daily Affirmations for English Fluency. Close your eyes for a moment and imagine this. You wake up in the morning, look in the mirror, and the first words you say are, I am confident. I am improving my English every day. You feel a small smile spread across your face. Something shifts inside you, a little spark of belief. That spark, if repeated daily, grows into a flame of confidence. This is the power of affirmations, short, positive statements that reprogram your mind to believe in your success. Affirmations are not magic spells. They don't work simply by saying them once. But when repeated daily, they shape your thoughts, change your emotions, and build habits that push you toward fluency. Remember, language learning is not only about grammar and vocabulary, it's also about mindset. And affirmations are one of the strongest tools to build that mindset. Why affirmations work? They replace negative thoughts. Many learners carry a voice inside that says, I can't do this. My English is bad. People will laugh at me. Affirmations silence that voice by replacing it with empowering beliefs. They create focus. When you say, "I am improving my English every day," your brain begins to look for proof of that improvement. Suddenly, you notice progress you ignored before. They strengthen confidence through repetition. The more often you hear a message, even from yourself, the more your brain accepts it as truth. Affirmations turn confidence into a habit. Powerful daily affirmations for English learners. Here are some affirmations you can start using today. I think in English, and my words flow naturally. Every mistake I make is helping me grow. I am confident when I speak English. I learn English quickly and easily. My English gets better every single day. I deserve to express myself in English without fear. I am not afraid of speaking. I am excited to speak. How to use affirmations effectively. Speak them aloud. Words have power when spoken. Say your affirmations out loud every morning and evening. Feel the energy in your voice. Look in the mirror. When you face yourself in the mirror and say, "I am confident," your brain connects the message directly to your identity. Repeat, repeat, repeat. One time is not enough. Say your affirmations at least 3 times each session. The more, the better. Write them down. Keep a notebook or sticky notes with your affirmations. Place them where you'll see them daily, on your desk, mirror, or phone background. Visualize while saying them. Don't just speak the words, imagine yourself living them. When you say, "I speak English with confidence," picture yourself having a conversation, smiling, and feeling strong. A daily routine example. Morning, stand in front of the mirror, take a deep breath, and say 3 affirmations. Daytime, when you feel nervous about speaking English, repeat an affirmation silently in your head. Evening, write 1 affirmation in your journal and reflect on how it influenced your day. Here's a sample practice. Tomorrow morning, say out loud, "I am becoming fluent in English. Every word I speak makes me stronger." Repeat it 5 times. Notice how your energy shifts. Do this daily for 1 week, and you'll feel your confidence growing, not because your grammar is perfect, but because your belief is stronger. Remember, your mind is like soil. Negative thoughts are weeds. Affirmations are seeds. If you plant and water positive seeds every day, they will grow into confidence, fluency, and freedom in English. So, make affirmations part of your daily life. Because when you believe in yourself, your words flow. And when your words flow, the world opens up to you. Conclusion: your new confident self. Take a moment and imagine the version of you who thinks in English naturally, who speaks without fear, and who feels confident in every conversation. That version of you already exists. It's not a dream. It's a reality waiting to be built step by step. Every chapter of this audiobook has been a brick in that foundation. Now, it's time to stand tall as your new, confident self. You've learned that thinking in English is not a gift, it's a habit. You've discovered that mental barriers are not walls of stone but illusions of fear, and you have the tools to break them. You've practiced daily techniques to turn thoughts into English automatically. You've built confidence 1 step at a time, and you've learned how to turn every mistake into motivation. Finally, you've armed yourself with affirmations that keep your belief strong every single day. This is not the end of your journey. It's the beginning. Confidence grows with action, and fluency comes from living in English, not waiting for perfection. Your new path. When you wake up tomorrow, start with one affirmation. When you walk through your day, narrate your actions in English. When you feel fear, remind yourself that mistakes are teachers. When you succeed, no matter how small, celebrate. Each step may feel tiny on its own, but together, they create transformation. A final truth. Fluency is not about knowing every word, it's about trusting the words you already know. Confidence is not about never feeling nervous, it's about speaking anyway. And growth is not about avoiding mistakes, it's about using them as stepping stones. You already have everything you need to succeed. The tools, the mindset, and the motivation are inside you now. The only question left is, will you take action? Starting today, promise yourself this: I will think in English. I will speak with confidence. I will not let fear or mistakes stop me. Say it out loud right now. Feel the power of those words. Let them guide you forward. And remember, every day is a new opportunity to practice, to improve, and to shine. Don't wait for tomorrow, begin today. Speak one sentence in English, right now. That small action could be the spark that changes your life. Your journey to confidence has already begun. Keep walking, keep speaking, and keep believing. The world is ready to hear your voice, your confident, English-speaking voice. If this audiobook inspired you, don't forget to follow, share it with friends, and leave your support. Every like, every subscription, and every review helps us bring more motivation, more English learning tips, and more confidence to people just like you.